Hey there YouTube, it's New Year's Eve, and I figured I'd give you guys a little update, a little year-end closeout, and a little tour of the shop, just so we can talk for a little bit about a good year that the shop has had down here. We're not a business or anything, so I don't really take customers or anything like that, but we have made some good videos. We plan on making a lot more in 2017. So let's just give you a little shop tour. We'll walk around, look at some stuff, and we'll talk a little more. Alright, standing outside the shop, I got two 16-foot roll-up doors. Air compressor over there that my dad gave me. That thing is great. The shop's kind of a mess. That's one thing I plan on fixing in 2017. I'd like to clean it up a little bit. I actually swept half of it for you guys, but we'll start with the most important thing. This is the beer receptacle, which has one beer in it currently. We've got our bench grinder I got from my stepdad. That's Travis's Toolbox. This is our main table that always stays dirty. We made this table when I first got into the house. So when the shop was brand new, we needed a place to work when this whole thing was nothing but emptiness, with the exception of the lift. Now that lift is awesome. I love having that lift. You see an electrical panel over there with an air hose. I got a 220 outlet over there, so we can hook up the welder or the plasma cutter over there. And same with the opposite end of the shop. There's the main panel that comes into the shop. It's also got a 220 outlet, and that's the one we mainly use. Also, you can see there's another air hose reel. So I've got the shop, my dad and I plumbed it for air. I've got a pressure gauge inside, and I've got one outside. I do have a filter on that one over there, because we use the air tools and stuff mainly on there. Eventually I want to get one and put it on this reel. That reel is another one my dad gave me. We've got our storage, which has all kinds of stuff. It's got usually houses the Christmas decorations, all that kind of stuff. I've got a bunch of car parts for the Firebird and off Camaro from my dad. A lot of them I'll use, a lot of them I won't. When we get to those stages, we'll just figure it out. Got the tractor. The tractor's in here. I'll be doing a video on the head gasket. I got to put a head gasket on it in 2017. Also, I'll be doing something about the wiring on here once I get it running good, and it's worth putting that time and effort into. I know you guys know what's under that bag, 383, as well as the car parts and stuff like that, mainly for the transmission and front end and a couple of engine things and a bunch of bushings, stuff like that. In that corner over there, we got a Go-Kart frame we started on, sitting on a old Go-Kart frame, some chairs, a table, stuff like that. Just miscellaneous projects that never really haven't gotten finished yet. Let me put it that way. Got the sign over there next to the drill press. Still need to get the LEDs for that. I plan on doing that in 2017. We've got the wood thing that my wife got for pretty cheap, and I put a piece of plywood up here behind it to make this thing really solid. Now it doesn't move at all, so use that for storage of all the different fluids and all that kind of stuff. This table ends up being a catch-all. You see, I've got a welding hood, some lights, cable, a couple carburetors, torque wrench, paint gun, power supply from a computer, some leftover gaskets and other welding hoods, some propane gas. I've got this. This is my regular toolbox, which it's still got a bunch of stuff in it. I still got to figure out what I want where. But I did empty out a lot of the drawers and stuff like that because I've got this one that I put over here by the lift. Now when I moved I used to have this shelf right here where that fluid shelf is now. And I noticed immediately at the first project I had that I used the shelf, and I just actually put it there to get it out of the way. But it didn't work out that way, so I decided when I got this toolbox that it needed to be over here. Now it is organized somewhat. Probably not going to stay this way, but hey, it's a start, you know. So, you know, whatever. Let's see, turn around. This side of the shop, I've got the computer over there that does the tunes, because you got to have tunes. There's lots of parts from where I took apart the car, the fenders, core support, all that stuff. Dashboard, all the nuts and bolts are all over on that table. The doors are over there. Basically all the pieces I took off. There's carpet, seats, drive shaft, just about all the stuff. That corner, eventually I would like to turn it into some type, I'd like to put a TV down here and turn it into some type of little lounge area, somewhere you can sit down and take a break. We got the deep freeze down here. My wife acquired a lot of books, so she's been sorting them out and stuff like that. All the cabinets and stuff came out of my parents' house when they redid it and sold their house and moved to the coast. The car's been sitting for a little while. Just had a bunch of other stuff going on. Haven't really done a update here. In 2017, I'd really like to jump back on this thing. I'm really excited to get it going. You know, if you did follow any of the Firebird update videos, I did pour 15 the inside of it after putting in this complete floor pan just about. So yeah, that looks good. Still need to finish up that little piece right there. We did about half of it. Finished painting the trunk and all that stuff. I got a hole down there. Figure out what I'm going to do with. And then do all new seals and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's how the car sits right now. I am excited to pull apart the front end and the rear end, but I'm going to do the front end first. I got new springs and shocks and all that stuff and motor mounts, and so I'm going to take all this. I'm going to actually take this completely off of the frame and just kind of blow it all apart. I still got to buy some whatever I'm going to need for the brakes, stuff like that. Check out the rotors, see what kind of shape they're in. I haven't pulled these tires off because I've needed this thing. I've tried to leave it as mobile as possible at the moment, but it's about time that all this stuff gets blown apart. I've got all new bushings for everything. Just needs to be painted and put back together. Springs, like I said, shocks, upper lower ball joints. I've got the bushings for the control arms, the body bushings, and I've got the transmission out of that old Chevelle. It's got a shift kit and all that stuff in it, but I'm gonna go through it all, put all new clutches and bands and basically any part that I can get to. I've never dealt with the transmission before like that, taking one apart. So it'll be a fun experience. Our table, you can see we've got all sorts of scrap and stuff like that under the table. Travis was talking about we needed to make a rack and probably a bin or something to store all this stuff, kind of get it out from under the table. Because if you're not careful, you throw something under there, you're not paying attention, you walk by, it'll jump out and bite you. Got the plasma cutter we got from my stepdad for moving them down to the coast. That thing's pretty awesome. That's Travis's MIG welder. In the past year, I've just about used it more than he has. But that's a great thing to have. Definitely need a TIG welder, and I got a couple ideas to make that happen this year. Got the pipe roller down there next to the plasma cutter. You can't hardly see it, but there's a pipe bender. Stuff like that. There's patio heater, propane. It actually heats up the shop pretty good. So that's pretty much a tour of the shop. It's dirty. One thing I plan on doing is, well, one thing I definitely plan on doing is cleaning up and reorganizing in here. And also fixing some of the lights, like that light never comes on. Probably just the bulbs, but let's see. That big light, that's great. One of those lights over there, or sometimes both of them, well, you can see the one on the wall doesn't come on. And there's a couple, those two lights are the main, well, that one light right there is the main one that lights up that table when we're working on stuff. I'd like to get a little more light on the table, because I do a lot of videos on the table and a lot of projects and stuff like that don't necessarily make the video, but I'd like some more light. Travis and I came up with an idea of a little mobile cart thing. We're going to put a whiteboard, stuff like that on it, just so we can put notes and mount like the GoPro or whatever cameras and stuff like that too. And that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, guys, I hope you had a great 2016. I look forward to doing more videos in 2017. We're almost at 100 subscribers. That's great. I think that's all I really got for you guys. So, Happy New Year's to you. We'll see you in 2017. Also, don't forget to subscribe. And if you know anybody else who might like the channel, give them the link. Ask them to subscribe. It really helps me out. It really motivates me to do more videos and stuff like that. And if you guys have any suggestions on some stuff that we could do, then let me know. I do have one more thing to show you. And I can't post this yet because they haven't received them. For Christmas, I made my stepdad a back scratcher out of just nuts and bolts and some all thread. I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. And it actually works. It's about 2.5 feet long. Made some little owls for my sister because she likes them. I actually made 3, as you can tell by the little, I guess you'd call them footprints. One of them's up at the house. It was kind of like a prototype. And then for my mother, she likes bullets and stuff like that. I got Travis to help me, and we made this little flower pot with a little budding bullet. I think she's really gonna like it. I had a bunch of once used brass for reloading, stuff like that I brought down here. Painted it all up, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's it from Chaos Garage for 2016. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, share our link, get other subscribers, help me out. Alright guys, we'll keep doing videos. You keep watching. See ya.